There once lived a young man who believed his future was waiting behind a single door. He had spent years preparing himself, learning, working, improving, so that one day he could walk through it. This door represented everything he had hoped for: opportunity, stability, success. And he believed that once it opened, his life would finally begin. One morning, he stood before the door. It was tall and strong, made of dark wood, worn by time and use. Others had passed through it before him. He had seen it. He raised his hand and knocked. He waited. Nothing happened. He knocked again, louder this time. Still nothing. Days passed. He returned again and again. Sometimes he knocked with confidence, sometimes with doubt. But the door never opened. Eventually, exhaustion replaced hope. He began to wonder if he had wasted his time. Perhaps he wasn't ready. Perhaps he wasn't good enough. Or perhaps the door simply wasn't meant for him. One evening, burdened by quiet disappointment, he went to visit the old mentor. The mentor listened carefully as the young man spoke. "I did everything I was supposed to do," the young man said. "I prepared. I waited. I tried. But the door never opened." The mentor did not answer immediately. Instead, he stood and said, "Come with me." They walked together through unfamiliar streets until they reached an open field. In the distance stood a small structure. It was simple, unremarkable, and its door was open. The young man looked at it, confused. "No one built this for you," the mentor said calmly. "No one invited you here." He paused. "But it exists because someone stopped knocking and started building." The young man stared at the open doorway. It was not impressive, but it was his to enter. "Closed doors teach us something important," the mentor said. "They teach us that we were not meant to spend our lives asking for permission." He continued, "Many people spend their lives waiting for someone else to open a door for them. But those who move forward learn to build their own." The young man stood quietly, absorbing the weight of the words. For the first time, he realized something he had never considered. The closed door had not stopped him. It had redirected him. It had forced him to grow beyond waiting, beyond hoping, beyond needing approval. In the days that followed, he no longer returned to the closed door. Instead, he began working with his own hands, slowly, quietly, without applause. And over time, something remarkable happened. He no longer needed the door he once believed he needed, because he had created his own path forward. If you find yourself facing a closed door, do not assume it is the end. It may be the moment you stop waiting and start building.